Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some just announced physical releases. These are games that have recently been announced. They are not releasing this week, and as always, I do not do limited pre-order stuff since they are always covered in Monday's video, and there's no point repeating myself. So let's take a look at what's recently been announced. Hollow Knight Silksong is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch 2 as a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Yes, that means there's no OG Switch physical release, but of course, the Switch 2 edition will play nicely on there. So even Switch owners will want to pick up this Switch 2 physical release. And of course, despite being an indie game, it's actually such a major physical release. The pinnacle of Souls-like Metroidvania, so I'm told. Beautifully made, one of the biggest games of last year with millions and millions of digital copies sold. Man, I hope they sell that many physical copies on Switch 2. I would love a proper cartridge indie game to do so well. It's coming October 16th and it will be a massive title, but it's not the only Switch 2 physical that's coming on that same day because Hollow Knight, the original, is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2, also as a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. So again, even though there is an OG Switch physical from many years ago, this Switch 2 edition will also work on that console too. This release includes the content packs to be the definitive Hollow Knight experience. So it is a double Hollow Knight day. And it is great to have more Switch 2 cartridges. I have added both games to my little database of proper Switch 2 physicals, which I've linked below, and you can bookmark that to keep track of everything Switch 2 related. And by the way, if you want to order either of these two essential titles or anything else included in this video, then please consider using the links down below in the description and pinned comment. I've linked to a few stores where applicable, and any purchase made via a link helps support me and this channel in the best way possible. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Muchi Pork and PinkSweets Boosted is an exciting looking double pack that's releasing in Europe on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. There is no North American release planned, which is kinda sad because I want this, like, yesterday. This includes two cave shmups from their slightly later era, not ones that people often talk about. They're a bit more whimsical, they've got some appealing artwork for certain gentlemen out there, but that doesn't mean they aren't gentle times. Oh no, these are true chaotic maniac shmups that I can't wait to play for the first time. It's coming in a mandatory mini collector's edition that has reversible covers, a booklet, soundtrack CD, art cards, and a double-sided poster, and this is coming October 29th in Europe, and I can't wait. Gobliiins Collection is a surprise release from Red Art Games coming to PlayStation 5 later this year. Again, another case of Red Art Games skipping Nintendo consoles, which is a little bit worrying. I don't know why this wouldn't fit on the Switch. This includes 5 point-and-click adventure games that Europeans probably remember better than North Americans, hence why it seems to be only releasing in Europe. If you had an Amiga or something, you might be familiar with it. I'd never heard of them till now, but they do look rather charming, silly, whimsical adventures. It's coming in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. Despite being a European exclusive, VGP will be carrying copies of it. I've linked them below. JDM, Japanese Drift Master, is getting a physical release in North America on August the 14th. This is taking on Japanese car culture with pretty sweet visuals. Reviews are mixed, on the whole positive, but there are some detractors that are probably a result of the game trying to punch above its weight. It is an open world driving game with arcade gameplay. Call of the Elder Gods is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 on August the 11th. This is a first-person adventure puzzle game with a slight erring on the walking simulator side of things, and this is a follow-up to Call of the Sea. Got really solid reviews. Sadly on Nintendo Switch 2, it's gonna be a game key. Boo. Marsupilami 2, Salsa Palombia is coming physically to Switch and PlayStation 5 August the 4th, touted as a 2.9D platformer. The other one on the Switch turned out pretty decent, but I'm not talking about this long because there's no trailer and I don't want to bore your eyes. Sacred 2 Remaster is already out on other consoles, but this is releasing physically on Nintendo Switch August the 11th. This was a cult action RPG, a classic 7 out of 10 release from the mid-2000s. This remaster Remaster doesn't have the best reviews out there, but I think that was due to technical issues, crashing on PC and stuff like that. The game itself should be a decent amount of fun as long as the port to the Switch is good. Now, before we get any further, if you are new here, then hit that subscribe button, okay? It will be the best thing you do today. If you love physical media, you enjoy owning the thing you pay money for, then this is the place to be. I will give you all the information your collection needs. Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 in the West on July the 9th. On Switch 2, it is a game key. Boo. An action JRPG, this now includes the expansion DLC, and this is a MMO wannabe kind of thing with gacha elements, so I heard. So pretty much the exact opposite of what makes a JRPG tasteful, but what do I know, because reviews are really good for it from its original release. What I find fun is that every review compares this to something different. MMO, Gacha Mobile, Dynasty Warriors, Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy XIV, like can we just choose on one agreed comparison? Gurei is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 September the 29th. This game is not out digitally yet. It looks rather impressive though in its trailer, a super difficult action combat side-scroller as you take on what I assume are yokai, a Japanese mythology wrapped in a nice monochrome art style, definitely one to look forward to, and it is quite affordable. Moomintroll Winter's Warmth, I've talked about this before with its Japanese release and as an incoming import, but now it just got announced to be getting a Western physical release, so if you pre-ordered from Japan already, maybe you want to switch your order, I don't know. It's releasing physically on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 thanks to I Am 8-Bit in a standard and limited edition September 18th. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 was announced to be getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Probably it will mostly be a download though, as you can imagine. More pew pew action if you need it, October the 23rd. Alright, let's take a look at some recent import announcements. If you want to import any of these, you can do so via PlayAsia, and if you click my PlayAsia link, you can get 5% off with my code Jordan2026. I am one of the very few people out there who has a PlayAsia discount code, so remember that. Click my link, you can get a discount. Hashire Hebereke EX is getting a physical release in Japan on September the 3rd. It will play in English for a very cheap price, and I wasn't expecting this to be a racing game, or more like a racing adventure game. A Super Famicom game now remade with less appealing visuals. I don't know how they keep doing that. Just because it's HD doesn't mean it's more aesthetically pleasing. This now includes online multiplayer, new stages and characters. It's coming in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. Viractal Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This is releasing in Japan on October the 1st. It will play in English. Now, if you click on the PlayAsia link, it will pop up as a game key. However, I strongly believe this is wrong for a couple of reasons. One, it's a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, so unless this is a brand new thing, they can't be game keys. They have to be proper cartridges. Secondly, if you click on the Japanese website for the game itself, it shows that it is in fact a proper cartridge. How or why PlayAsia got their hands on the wrong information, I don't know, but this looks like a fun board game RPG mix-up. It's made by Sting, so probably got some connection to the Dokapon Kingdom game, something like that. It's got deck building in, which is soul-crushing on a personal level. But if you're looking for a party game to import on your Switch 2, that's an RPG, and it will play on your original Switch as well, then this could be a good one to add to the collection. Moonlight Peaks. Well, in the last episode, I did say it was probably way too early to know the full details about this, but it turns out I was wrong because it's actually quickly been resolved. This has been confirmed to be a proper physical release on Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan, as well as the OG Switch. So another proper cartridge you may want to import, especially if you like cozy, casual games. Before I end the video, I want to point something out that I did not mention in yesterday's video when I went over VGP's massive shipment of limited run releases. Well, to celebrate, they have put a 10% discount on all in-stock limited run items for this weekend only. So not only is there like new stuff that is discounted, but you can hoover up some nice games they've had previously for decent enough prices, at least compared to eBay. Not everything, okay, there's always a handful of games that are dirt cheap on eBay. Make sure you cross-check everything first, but if you want to order any of those, I've linked both the new shipment as well as all the in-stock items too, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out my video from yesterday. It will all make sense. And there we have a bunch of new announcements What was your favorite in this episode? Let me know in the comments below alongside your thumbs up. That really does help me out. And of course, if you want to pre-order any of these, then please do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. I greatly appreciate that ever so much. I'd give you a handshake and a hug if I met you. Yeah, have a fantastic day. Take care.